Well, imagine only being 4 years old and knowing the words like chemo, remission, and cancer. 23 ABC's Crystal Figueroa had the privilege of meeting a little boy who was diagnosed with leukemia just 6 months ago and now relies on the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to stay alive.
Little Esteban Sanchez looks like a normal 4-year-old boy. He loves to chase a ball and play with his friends. But Esteban is in the fight of his life.
They tell me that he had ALL, leukemia.
His mom, Teresa, says life was perfect. Esteban was in preschool and never complained of fatigue. Until one day, little Esteban went with Grandpa when Grandpa was due for a checkup.
Instead of doctor looking at Dad, he was looking at Esteban and noticed he was awful pale. And he asked my dad, he's like, well, do you notice that he's pale, Grandpa? And my dad's like, well, not really. That's like his normal color. So he's like, no, I want you to go and get some labs done now.
So Teresa took her son to see his pediatrician. After a trip to the emergency room and blood tests, there was no cancer diagnosis yet.
They thought that since he had so much milk, that maybe the milk was taking in all the iron, and that's why his hemoglobin was so low.
Little did she know that her son was in the very early stages of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. He was admitted to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital immediately.
It was hard to take in, but I think since working in a medical field, it kind of helped me cope more with it.
Esteban's treatment started with a low-dose chemotherapy, then spinal taps, and eventually a high-grade dose of chemo. But it wasn't the needles that hurt him the most.
He was so attached to his hair. He does not like short hair. He loved his long hair.
He had long hair?
He did, yeah. And he, you know, when it started falling off, he noticed it, and he'd cry, and he said he wanted his hairs to fall out. When I went to cut it, he cried because he didn't want his hair cut, but then I explained to him that, you know, it's going to grow back and it's going to be okay.
And so far, he is okay. Doctors say his diagnosis is extremely positive, and with the type of treatment he's received, they don't think the cancer will come back.
St. Jude has been one of the pioneers at treating ALL, this most common type of leukemia in children, and have pushed the survival to nearly 95%.
St. Jude is giving Esteban his life back, and Esteban is making the most of it. He's even found himself a girlfriend.
What's your girlfriend's name? What's her name?
Gigi.
Gigi?
He met her here. They just really liked playing with each other. We went home last week, and apparently she missed him too much. So she was kind of sad this whole time, and so was he.
With so many children living to play another day, hope is growing that a cure for cancer will soon be a reality. In the meantime, doctors are recruiting patients to test the latest advances in everything from vaccines to bone marrow transplants.
Just help them out because they're trying to, you know, come up with researching more, doing more tests just to figure out what's causing them to have this, because I have no family medical background of any cancer.
And that was Crystal Figueroa. Now, St. Jude has developed protocols that have helped push overall survival rates for ALL, from 4% when the hospital opened in 1962 to 94% today. Now, Esteban will be celebrating his 5th birthday in just 3 months, and you can help other children just like him have a very happy birthday.
Yes, you can, and one of the ways you can help is by purchasing a ticket for this year's St. Jude Dream Home giveaway, but time is running out. If you reserve your ticket by this Friday, May 25th, you'll be entered to win a weekend getaway to Santa Maria, including a visit to Adamo Vineyards and a case of their wine. You can also visit the Dream Home during open house every weekend through June 10th. And when you do, you can register to win a $7,500 shopping spree from Ashley Furniture. This year's Dream Home is in Northwest Bakersfield's Masterpiece Estates. The Lennox home valued at $400,000, and the winner can either keep the home or take $150,000 in cash. Tickets can be purchased for $100 at any Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Ashley Furniture, or by calling 1-800-385-9134. You can also purchase online at dreamhome.org. The St. Jude Dream Home will be given away live right here on 23 ABC on Sunday, June 17th.